shooting. That happening here is a location on Google Earth. The fatal shootings in the 800 block of Meade Street in West Oakland. That happened around 1 this morning. Then at 2:30, a fatal stabbing in the 5800 block of a Walnut Street. Police on the scene of both investigating right now. KRON 4's Will Tran joining us from the scene right now of the double shooting in West Oakland with the latest. Will.
Well, Mark, police officers are still on the scene. They've been here for about 5 hours now, talking to witnesses, collecting evidence. About 10 minutes ago, the coroner's office arrived, and now they're in the process of removing the 2 men who were killed here. I talked to a witness who says he looked out the window and saw at least 2 rounds fired at the men. After the shots were fired, he says that the men walked inside, walked around to evaluate the situation. Then, before they left the scene, they fired more shots at the bodies as well. At this point, we don't have the names of the victims or a motive behind this, but you can see all of these police officers here. I got here shortly before 5 o'clock in the morning, and there were a handful of police officers, but over the past hour or so, we are seeing more and more officers come to the scene. So perhaps they're on the verge of breaking this case or something like that, or at least having more personnel here canvass this area while it's still relatively fresh to see if they can talk to any possible witnesses. You talked about the 3 murders that happened overnight. Unfortunately, that raises the homicide number this year to 130. Last year, 110. Back to you, Mark.
Terrible story, Will. We'll check back with you to get new information. And on a separate note, Will, did you see there's a bunny rabbit on the street there?
Yeah, we did see a bunny rabbit across the scene here. It just came out of nowhere, but there were a lot of people outside. When I first got here, there were people outside yelling at me, saying, "What are you doing here?" It seems like some family members were distraught, but it seems like they have left the scene here.
All right, well, we'll check back with you for an update on the homicides in Oakland this morning.